Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for our due diligence video on RH, the company with ticker symbol RH. Most of you probably are most familiar with their subsidiary called Restoration Hardware. And again, this is our initial due diligence video that was requested by one of our fellow BeachBum traders. So we will do an initial due diligence on the company RH, decide is RH a good stock to buy now. And again, then we'll stick around for our conclusions. We'll go through our standard due diligence analysis of RH and then make our assessment as to, in our humble opinion, is RH a good stock to buy now? So stick around for our conclusions and we'll see, is RH a good stock to buy now? As you may see here, this due diligence on RH Restoration Hardware was requested by our fellow BeachBum trader Spacula in the live chat of our weekly trading game plan for the week of October 10th through October 14th. So if you are interested in a due diligence on a particular stock, company, ticker symbol, etc., one way is to join us in the live chat for our weekly trading game plans, or you can request it in our Discord. Again, our Discord's free to join. You can put a comment under the video, in our Facebook group, etc. So again, we try to do our best to provide that due diligence that's requested by our fellow BeachBum traders as we are able. So again, this due diligence on RH Restoration Hardware was requested by our fellow BeachBum trader Spacula, who is one of our long-time BeachBum traders and one of our greatest supporters. So again, we appreciate all of Spacula's support and help, and so we wanted to be able to respond to his request for due diligence on RH as soon as possible. So we hope this all helps. Okay, let's take a quick look at RH's homepage. It's rh.com. I will leave the direct link to their homepage in the description box below. You can see they have a very nice homepage. You will see as we go through this, it's very focused on luxury. So high-end products. Again, they cover all kinds of home furnishings. We can see they've got living, dining, bed, bath, lighting, textiles, rugs, windows, decor, art, outdoor, and then a sale area. So you can see the categories. Again, very, very nice, high-end focused website, luxury. You get that feel for luxury. They also have the source books for different types of interior decorating, different categories, baby and child, teen, etc. So again, you can see a very luxury focused website. Again, very nice. They even have a picture of their yacht. So again, you get the feel that they're targeting a very high-end market, a very luxury oriented market. So it gives us a good feel for what their target market is. Again, they have a very nice website. I don't see a whole lot of social media presence, but again, they're targeting a high-end customer, a high-end market, and so we want to evaluate our due diligence based on the target market that they appear to be targeting. So I hope that all helps. And again, I'll leave the direct link if you want to explore their webpage in more detail. You can find the direct link to their homepage in the description box below. Okay, let's do our due diligence on the company named RH, ticker symbol RH in ChartMill. I'm on the profile for RH in ChartMill, and I'll leave the direct link to this profile in ChartMill in the description box below. And just for starters, let's look at the company profile for RH because people are probably more familiar with RH. They're one of their subsidiaries called Restoration Hardware. So again, most people are going to be familiar with RH from Restoration Hardware, but RH is a holding company which operates both Restoration Hardware which has retail galleries, source books online. They've got RH, RH Modern, RH Baby and Child, RH Teen, Waterworks.com. It's also got Waterworks, and it's also got a real estate development segment. And it's got a Waterworks operating segment. They've got sales channels include customers, retail locations, outlets, websites, source books, commercial, and real estate development represents operations associated with equity method investments. And they have merchandise, including furniture, lighting, textiles, bathware, decor, outdoor garden, child and teen furnishings. And it classifies its products into furniture, which includes both indoor and outdoor furniture and non-furniture, which is like fittings, fixtures, surfaces, etc., and home decor. So hopefully that gives you an idea of the breadth of RH. Again, I'm sure most people are most familiar with it, called Restoration Hardware, but it is a broader holding company. So we'll just refer to it generally as RH from there. So again, if we look at the profile and we look at their ChartMill ratings right now as of October 11th, 2022, we can see the technical analysis rating is very poor, 0 out of 5, and we'll see why in a minute. The setup is kind of average, 3 out of 5. We see the fundamental analysis overall is about 2.5 out of 5. Valuations a little below average, 2 out of 5. Profitability a little above, 3 out of 5. Growth below average, 2 out of 5. And health a little above average, 3.5 out of 5. And it apparently does not pay a dividend. We could see institutional ownership about 13%, market cap almost 6 billion, PEs pretty low, about 8. Forward PEs only 11, 23 million shares outstanding. So now we'll dig in a little more depth in ChartMill on RH. Okay, so let's look at the ChartMill, the stock chart for RH in ChartMill. We look at the daily chart. We can see it's running below its 50-day moving average, perked above, and then tested and failed and came down. It looks like it's in a little bit of a descending wedge right now. It's significantly below its 200-day moving average, and you can see it's in a downward trend, and we can see a broader descending wedge, and we see the last time it tested, got rejected, came down, and again, it's kind of bouncing in that descending wedge from a daily chart standpoint. So if we zoom out a little bit and look at the weekly chart, so again, we can see it's been significantly higher, up in the 740s, back in 2021. So mid 2021, it peaked out around 740. Then it's been in decline since then. You can see the average has been coming down. We see this lower trend line, so it kind of that finds support at that lower trend line. So that seems to be a good support measure. And it's been bouncing off of that, made a little tweezer, bounced up, got rejected from its moving average, bounced back down to that support line. So one would expect it to find support on that support line again. So if we zoom out again, look at the monthly chart. Again, we see that steep run up. A lot of that was pandemic related. People bought a lot of fixtures, did a lot of home renovations, home improvements, etc. during the pandemic, since they were working from home, stuck at home, etc. So significant investment at that time. And since then, since mid 2021, it's been a decline. Again, pandemic related, more reopening. People did all their home improvements, etc. During that time, so it's been in steep decline. Again, you can see it bouncing off of this lower trend line, this ascending support trend line. So again, one would expect it to again test that trend and find support there. And again, you can see it gets rejected from this moving average. So RH seems to follow, your standard technical analysis. indicators pretty well. It's finding support at this trend line. It needs to break out through its moving average to trend back up. So I hope that helps. Okay, if we look at the technical analysis of RH in ChartMill, we can see currently as of October 11, 2022, it has a technical rating of 0. Says RH's overall performance in the market's below average. Also, recent evolutions are not that positive. Both medium and short-term pictures show negative signs. So we see brief looks at the charts as we saw these broader and narrower descending wedges. We can see it's been trading in a wide range. Long-term trends negative. 80% of stocks perform better. It's in specialty retail, and most of those in that segment are performing better than RH right now. And it's trading near its 52-week low. We can see a support range, again, from 240 to 245. See 3 resistance, 255 to 256, 262 to 265, and then again around 300 or so. So we see the setup currently showing a 6 out of 10. Does show a decent setup, they say. Price have been consolidating. There's a support zone at 245.35, and then they recommend a stop loss below that zone. So we can see again, it's been trending down. All the moving averages have been trending down. Short term is a little bit less negative than the longer term. So again, we see a setup is 3 out of 5, but the overall technical analysis is pretty much a 0 out of 5. See volumes about 500K average volume. So it's got somewhat liquidity. We can see its true range ATR is about 11. Okay, if we look at the fundamental analysis tab in ChartMill for RH, we can see overall it has a fundamental rating of 5 out of 10. It has a great health rating. Its profitability is only average and has a correct valuation and medium growth rate. So we see health is pretty positive, valuation's okay, profitability's okay, but growth's pretty poor. It doesn't pay a dividend. So again, profitability 6 out of 10. It's got good return on assets, good return on equity, got a good profit margin. Petrovsky is 5, so it's neutral. It's profitability-wise, it's outperforming the industry in general, so that's positive. Valuation's a little bit below average, 4 out of 10. Price to earnings is good. Both current and forward, the PEG ratio is good. The book value is pretty neutral. Price to earnings is slightly more expensive than their industry average. Price to book is a little bit higher than the industry average, and enterprise and EBITDA are again a little bit higher than average, more expensive than its industry peers. So in terms of valuation, it's underperforming its peers. So profitability, it was positive, outperforming. In terms of valuation, it's underperforming. Growth, again, 4 out of 10, so a little below average. It's got earnings per share at 15% over the past 5 years. Positive growth, strong growth in revenue, 10% to 12%. But it's a forward guidance in terms of earnings per share is that EPS going to decrease on average per year. So that's kind of negative. And then revenue will grow. So again, it's underperforming the industry in terms of both EPS and revenue. So past was very positive, but the future is not looking quite as good in terms of earnings, although revenue is positive. So we can see here's their revenue was very positive, got a nice bump up in 22, and then it's kind of going flat, a little decline 23, and then pretty flat. Earnings, again, nice run up into 22, and then now we're seeing a decline and then flat and then a bit of a decline. So again, their earnings are forecast to be declining. So that's not positive going forward. So health rating 7 out of 10. See, current ratio of is good. Can meet its short-term obligations. Quick ratio is good. So again, they don't seem to have a liquidity solvency issue. Altman Z is positive. Again, all indications are it's financially healthy. They do have a high debt, so they're above average debt. So requires more financing. So again, their debt to equity is a little high. So they're underperforming in terms of debt, but they're outperforming in terms of their quick ratio, current ratio, and again, their Altman Z is neutral average. So they don't pay a dividend. And again, we see, the same health information, profitability is good, etc. So if we look at the analyst ratings for RH and ChartMill, we can see it has a 79% buy consensus. We see a mean price target of 334.58, so a 33% upside. It's got quite a few analysts, 28 analysts, and again, their consensus is 79% buy. It's again well covered. See, again, there's the median price target. It's about 333. The high is 441, so that's a 75% upside, and the low is a 248, so about a 1% downside. We don't see, overweights, a couple maintaining overweight, equal weight, buy in terms of recent upgrade downgrades. We see 8 analysts have a strong buy, 11 have a buy, and 9 have a hold, and none have sells or strong sells. And we see it's pretty, the buys have been increasing a bit. Strong buys pretty stable. There were in the past some sells that look like they mostly dropped off, and most of the holds are pretty stable. Okay, if we take a quick look at the ownership structure for RH and ChartMill, we can see a very large institutional ownership and a small insider ownership. So it's not even showing retail owners. So again, insiders own 13%. This is showing irrational institutional ownership. And we see institutional ownership has increased. We see in the past there were some insider sells back in April and March. So again, some insiders sold, which is typically a negative signal. So again, it's been in decline. So those just additional factors that might be contributing to that recent decline. We do our due diligence on RH in the stock screen in Webull. We can see in the chart, very long-term chart, we see a pretty good support level around this 250. The support 2 is about 231. And we can see the upside up to about 744 and a downside down to maybe 74. So plenty of upside, from here, assuming it holds that to 250, 230 support level. So if we look at their profile, again, we can see similar information about their profile by opening this bottom panel in the ChartMill stock screen. We can see recent news. See if there's any positive or negative. Closes higher, coverage, outperform, etc. We look at their financials. So we see they've been, generally beating estimates. The income looks like it bottomed in Q4 and is bouncing upward, which is positive. Balance sheet, again, beating estimates and on an upward trend. That's positive. Cash flow looks a little bit volatile, spotty, missed estimates sometimes, so that could be a potential negative. And their financial ratios improved significantly in 19. Look at their income statement. So their net income, it's again been kind of choppy and decreased recently, which is a little negative. Revenue again looks like it bottomed in Q4 22. Looks like it's improving. Operating income looks like it's going to bottom in Q1 of 23 and then improve. So that's a little bit of a negative going forward. Balance sheet, their total liabilities look pretty stable. So their debt to assets decrease. It looks like it's going to increase a little bit going forward. Cash flow is decreasing going forward. Again, that's negative going forward, that their cash flow is decreasing. Investing, they've lost some money investing, but it looks like it's improved. And their financing, it looks like that's stabilized about zero, about flat. So we look at the market, the analysts in Webull. Webull says there's 21 analysts, says almost 29% strong buy, 33% buy, 38% hold, no sells or underperforms. And they've got an average price target of 324, so it's got some decent upside, high of 420. So again, some nice upside there. See any press releases, corporate actions, which would show dividends if they had any. And it is optionable, so you could sell covered calls against your long position. If you're planning to hold this for a period of time, you could sell covered calls to generate your own dividends against your position in RH if you wanted to. So now if we briefly look at a shorter term time frame, look at a yearly, so we see it's been in steady decline. It looks like it bottomed at 207, bounced back up to about 338, and then is declining, kind of stable around 250 or so. Last bottom maybe in the 240 range. So it looks, like it's relatively stable here. And again, if it holds that 230-ish area as support, the longer-term support, it's got decent upside up to 700. If it breaks down through that support, then, the next levels of support are significantly lower. So hope that all helps. Just a quick reminder that as of the recording of this video on August 16th, Webull's currently offering up to 12 free stocks if you open and fund a new account in Webull. This is the most number of free stocks I've seen Webull offer. I don't know how long this offer will last, but if you're not already using Webull, here's an opportunity to get 12 free stocks. You can find our affiliate link to Webull in the description box below, on the About page on our YouTube channel, in the link section. Okay, if we do our due diligence on RH, ticker symbol RH in FinViz, and I'm on the profile for RH in FinViz, and I'll leave the direct link to this profile in FinViz in the description box below, so we can quickly see a brief overview of their chart. Looks like there's a pivot point somewhere in the 325 area. We can see this descending channel that it's in. Looks like it bounced off of the lower trend line of that channel. Looks like it's kind of oscillating around its 50-day moving average. Looks like it tested that pivot point, that upper trend line, got rejected, trended down. So if we zoom out a little bit to the weekly, again, we can see it's following, tried to break out of that moving average, kind of got rejected. Now it's kind of hugging that longer term moving average, and it's significantly below its 50-day moving average. So again, we could see a significant decline down from the 740 area. It bottomed down in the 207 area, bounced up briefly, and then again is declining and stabilizing around that moving average. So again, if we zoom back out again, we see that tweezer down around the 207 area, bounced up, got rejected off that moving average, and is kind of consolidating. We got some dojis and pretty stable at that point. So if we look at some of their metrics here, looks like they're making money, 6 billion market cap, 4 billion sales. That's positive. No dividend. It is optionable. High debt, so their debt's showing red. That's negative. Price to books negative. Price to cash is positive. PE is 11ish, which is positive. Shares outstanding 24 million, float about 20 million, shorted about 11%, so it's somewhat shorted, but not outrageously high. Target price is 324, and you can see the range 207 to 699, so it's got plenty of upside. So currently it's about 250-ish, so again, plenty of upside. Downside maybe 50, 40, something 50, and plenty of upside. And average volume about 648K. So if we look at any positive, negative news, don't see any red or green flags. And then we can see a brief overview again of their profile. Another version of their profile operates as retail and home furnishings, furniture, lighting, textiles, bathware, decor, outdoor, garden, child and teen furnishings, retail galleries, source books, catalogs. Got several websites, rh.com, rhbabyandchild.com, rhteam.com, rhmodern.com, and waterworks.com. So they've got 67 galleries, 38 outlet stores in 30 states, and in Canada, and 14 waterworks showrooms in the US and UK. So they do have some international exposure, some global exposure in Canada and the UK, but not elsewhere. So again, a quick view of their financials. Looks like revenues slightly increased, costs pretty stable, a little increase, gross profit a little increase, and EPS looks like it increased significantly, and then it looks relatively stable. And then quarterly, again, total revenue increasing, which is positive, costs relatively stable. Earnings increased, and then it's gone down a little bit. So again, they've had a recent decline. The 22, mid 22 looks like that was their best time period. Okay, if we do our due diligence on RH and Seeking Alpha, and I'll leave the direct link to the profile for RH and Seeking Alpha in the description box below. So we see a quick overview of their chart. See it's been in decline. See their short interest, market cap short interest about 11-12%, market cap about 6 billion, average volume about 505K. So we take a quick look at the analyst reports and news for anything positive, negative. This says sell-off isn't over yet, so that would be downside. Here's somebody remaining long, deep discount, but now is not the time to buy. So these are all from September. So again, sentiment from the analyst standpoint is a bit negative from September timeframe. Got an outperform. above earnings expectations, forecast, continuing softening of sales, so that's negative. Their last report EPS beat, revenue beat, so that's positive. Somebody says it offers exponential opportunity. So if we look at their grades in Seeking Alpha, the authors say buy, Wall Street buy, quants say sell. So that says the technical analysis setup would be negative. Valuation's very poor, growth's very poor, but profitability is very positive. So again, another description of their profile. We look at the revenue. So the annual revenue again peaked in January 22. Slight decline into 23, so it doesn't look like it's really even going to recover where it was in 22 in the next couple of years. So again, the quarterly relatively stable, a little choppy, but declining. Earnings, again, it looks like it's declining, so that's a bit negative. Annual, so again, peaked in January 22 and then a slight decline. So again, those are not positive. Valuation PE is about 10, so that's not bad. Growth rate only 10%. Profitability, good gross profit margin, good decent returns. And market cap about $6 billion. They've got $3 billion in debt, $2 billion in cash, so pretty high debt. So that's an issue. It depends, is that interest rate sensitive debt? What, are their debt burden going to become more of an issue going forward? See ownership structure, 70% institutional, insiders 13%, got hedge funds at 7%, and public corporations at 9%. So again, not showing, very small retail presence. Short interest about 12. It's a beta. It's a pretty high beta. It's got 1.7, so it's going to move faster than its index by almost double. Altman Z is nicely positive, so not a lot of solvency issues. Now, cash from investing is negative, so that's negative. Free cash flow is positive, so they're generating enough cash right now. Again, total debt's kind of high. Long-term total debt's high. Okay, so given all of our initial due diligence on RH and their subsidiary Restoration Hardware, what's our conclusions, our opinions on is RH a good stock to buy now? Well, we saw that RH looks like a pretty healthy company. They've got good profitability, decent health. Overall, fundamental is pretty average right now as of October 12th, October 11th. Their technical analysis, their setup is not very attractive. Technical analysis rating is 0. Setup is 3 out of 5. So the technical setup isn't that great. So we also want to think about, given the current economic situation, again, this is as of October 12th, 2022. We're in a recession, in my humble opinion. We still have high inflation. We have rising interest rates. We have rising mortgage rates. The housing market, general housing market has rolled over and going down. We have house prices expected to decline, and we see, in a long-term chart of RH, it ran up after the pandemic. A lot of people were at home, working from home, etc. So we had a lot of spending on home improvements, making your home space as attractive as possible. And then on the reopening, we saw a steep decline back to approximately, it bounced off of where it was pre-pandemic level. So that pre-pandemic level around 207 or so seems like a very good support level. Right now it's a little bit above that. And again, we're going into a recession. We have still have high inflation. Um, and we have a declining housing market. Now, again, we saw that they're typically targeting a higher end market, but again, most people have probably done their home improvements. They've spent their money on their home. Now, they're going to be looking at more consumer staples types of things. Also, with the decline in housing prices, if you're talking about an investment property, or if you're talking about someone looking to upgrade their home for a potential sale, this is not the current time or environment in which you would expect them to be spending more in that area. Again, you're going to see fewer people upgrading their home to sell because housing prices are declining, mortgage rates are increasing, therefore you have fewer buyers, and the housing market is declining. So again, in my humble opinion, again, not financial advice. We're not financial advisors, but I would kind of expect this decline to at least approach the pre-pandemic levels, and that may be a good long-term place to go long on RH. So again, I kind of like it at that pre-pandemic level. It's got to come down a little bit better. We want to see how it handles the recession, the decline in the housing market, etc. Similarly, we talked about investment property owners, and investment property owners, again, they're going to see improvements to the real estate as a cost rather than an investment because you've got declining real estate prices. So again, there's a lot of headwinds right now to RH that would contribute to a continuing decline in their stock price. So again, short term, we don't think RH is it's not currently a great technical setup as we saw, so it's not a great real short-term buy. We've again got these headwinds. We would expect a continued decline, but in terms of a long-term buy, when if it holds this pre-pandemic level around that 207 level, 210, 207 level, and starts to swing back up, you can see it's got plenty of range to the upside. Again, as the housing market bottoms and turns back up, we think RH is a great longer-term company to hold. So it's just the timing right now in the current economic situation is not positive for RH. So again, we will keep an eye on RH and wait for it to bottom, see if it holds that pre-pandemic support, turns back up. And again, as the economic situation stabilizes and turns back around, we think RH is a great company, and we will definitely keep them in our database, keep an eye on them, and wait for that turn up to possibly invest long-term in RH. So we hope this all helps. Please let us know in the comments below what you think of all of this information on RH. What do you think the prospects are? Is RH a good stock to buy now? Why or why not? Is there any additional information that we should take into consideration? Again, let us know in the comments below, in our Discord and our Facebook group, and let us know what you think of RH. Is RH a good stock to buy now? And again, we can revisit this in the future as things change and reevaluate our due diligence. So again, we hope this all helps, and good luck and have a great day. The content of this video was produced by BeachBum Trading. We hope you will choose to also join us in the BeachBum Trading community and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Visit us at our homepage at beachbumtrading.com, the bum without the U. Similarly on Twitter, BeachBum Trading, bum without the U. On Facebook and in our BeachBum Trading Facebook group. Please follow us on Pinterest and on Instagram. All of the links to our social media sites will be included in the description box below, and we hope you will choose to subscribe to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel and follow us on social media. Thank you. We also cordially want to invite you to our new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server, where we can have discussions on all topics related to trading, success in trading, investing, etc. You can see alerts when we make trades, changes to our watch lists, etc. So again, please join us in the new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server. You should be able to find a link in the description box below. You can also find a link in the social media category on our webpage, beachbumtrading.com, without the bum without the U, and also in the link section on the About page of our YouTube channel, etc. So again, we look forward to seeing you in the BeachBum Trading Community Discord server soon. Wave and say hello. BeachBum Trading also now has a site on Patreon. If you are willing and able to help support our efforts to produce all the content and help you achieve the financial freedom you want, deserve, to be able to live the BeachBum lifestyle or any other kind of lifestyle you would like, and you're willing and able to help support our efforts in these regards, we hope you'll choose to visit our Patreon page. You can get access to our new BeachBum Trading Community Discord server, which is currently under construction, but you will get access to the Discord server by supporting us through Patreon. Again, this is all currently under construction, but you can see we just have the default levels, membership levels, but again, each level allows support, allows access to our Discord. We're also posting our trade positions initially in our Discord, and again, we greatly appreciate any support that you're willing and able to provide. So thank you for your consideration. Another way that you can help support BeachBum Trading and being able to produce frequent quality content for you for free on YouTube, etc., is in addition to subscribing to our BeachBum Trading channel, hitting the like button on our videos, and hitting the notify so you're alerted when we release further videos. You can also choose to show your support for BeachBum Trading with a super thanks, which you can find below this video. If you hit the heart with the $sign, the super thanks, again, you can financially support BeachBum Trading in whatever amount that you wish, and we greatly appreciate your support, and that will help us, again, be able to produce frequent quality content that we can provide for you and all your fellow BeachBum traders around the world for free on YouTube. So again, we greatly appreciate all of your support, and thank you very much. Thank you again for watching our video. We hope that you liked it. If so, please smash the like button, give us a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing to our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. Please share this video with your fellow traders and friends. And please give us your feedback and any recommendations for improvement in the comments section below. And let us know what else we can do to help you in your trading career. Thank you again, good luck, and have a great trading day. If you like this video, we hope you will choose to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the box in the upper left-hand corner. You can watch another video like this by clicking on the box in the lower right-hand corner. And we have a whole playlist of videos like this that you can access via the box in the upper right-hand corner. Our latest video is available in the box in the lower left-hand corner. We hope you like this and have a great day.